So let's start from the very top. Deepak
Sure.
bhai, you were born in Calcutta,
Yes.
right? And did your schooling there.
Yes.
After that, went to college. I
Yes.
believe did your accounting degree, right?
I finished class 12 in Calcutta, and then I wanted to go to US. I had 100% scholarship for US, but as luck would have it, my visa got rejected twice. Then me being me, I've always believed in perseverance, but sometimes it doesn't work. I applied a third time via post because after 2 face-to-face interviews, you can't go third time. I got rejected, and then I applied a fourth time. It got rejected again, and I was told informally, don't bother the next time or you might be rejected for long. So I couldn't go to the US, and then I decided to go to Australia. I had got admission in University of Western Australia for a 1-year course which was into data analysis and system architecture.
I see.
And I went there. That was in Perth, 1997. I was the only Indian in the uni.
Acha.
Because
1997. Yeah,
1997, people used to go to Sydney, people used to go to Melbourne. Nobody used to go to Perth, which was the agricultural belt. After I think 5 or 6 months into the course, I decided that this is not for me. And overnight, I had a return ticket and I ran away. I landed at my house and my family didn't know what to say because they didn't know I was coming back.
Acha.
And then I went to, in India, you need a degree. So I went to college, did my BCom honors just for the heck of it. But I was always into computers, and then I did a 1-year e-business course with IBM, and I started.
And you started your first business around the same time.
Yes, because I couldn't get admitted to the MBA institutes. I won't name some of the top ones. I got rejected in the interview. And then I thought that what would a MBA teach me? Probably how to do business. If these 2 years I utilize, I always wanted to be on my 2 feet from day one, and then I decided that might as well give it a shot. Do something, and if I don't like it, there's always life.
You can always go back to MBA school.
Go back to MBA school, and that's when I decided to get into the line of business. And because I was so focused on the internet when I was in Australia, it opened my eyes to the big world of internet. If you remember back in the days in India, you would have a dial-up ISP.
Correct.
And there were 2 types of connections. One was, I think, 2,000 rupees, where you could only download text without images. And the 15,000 account would get you access to the internet with images. In Australia, there was no such restrictions. And that's where I found out the world of domain names.
I see.
In an initial way. And to give you a small background how the world has changed, in 1999, if you wanted to register a domain name in India, a .com, there were people with whom you had to give them a demand draft, and they would send it to somebody in Mumbai, and they would register the domain name, and after 7 days, you would get to know whether the domain name has been registered for you or not. Similarly, you couldn't register a .in or a .co.in before 2005. There was a body called NICS in Mumbai. You had to send a demand draft and an application form, and you would only know after 15 days whether you have been allotted that domain name or not. So knowing these intricacies, while I was in my last year of college, if you remember, there used to be one of the biggest education portals in education, egurukul.com. And they had raised quite a big chunk of money, and I wanted to do something in education.
Right.
And that's where I found out that Siksha, which is education, I wanted to do online. And I decided to start esiksha.com. And I had the bright idea that the way internet is advancing, if you remember, all the IIMs used to have physical exam.
Correct.
And all the medical exams used to be on pen and paper. And I had this idea, I don't know, somehow, that some point in time, very soon, they are going to go online. Computers were getting cheaper, laptops were getting cheaper. Ideal laptop would cost 1.5 lakhs entry level. The first computer I bought cost me 70,000. You can assemble it today for as low as 3,000. I bought a CD writer for 14,000.
Yeah, those times were crazy because everything was actually being imported, right? Nothing was made here.
And you had to get it from Mumbai. That same CD writer sells today for, I think, 600 rupees.
Yeah. Who uses a CD?
Yes. It was a big thing that if your computer had a CD writer that time, it was a top-end machine.
You had to buy a specific CD that could be written on. That was also a whole different deal, right?
Whole different thing. And that's when I decided that with this adoption, at some point in time, education is going to go online.